from this day on, America will follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well: never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? But so far, it's been right. And well, let's keep it that way.
Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Imagine waking up one day, checking your crypto wallet and realizing $150 million is gone, vanished into thin air. A mystery unfolds. How could this happen to one of crypto's biggest names? Or picture this, the US government quietly plotting to dominate the world of money with a secret weapon you're already using. And then a whisper from the White House: Bitcoin is scarce. It's valuable, they say, as the gears of a massive plan start turning. These aren't just stories, they're signals, clues to where crypto is heading right now. Today, we're about to dive into the wildest crypto news hitting the wires right now: a theft that's shaking the XRP community, a bold move to keep the dollar king, and game-changing Bitcoin decision that could rewrite the future. The only problem is it's all moving so fast. Blink and you'll miss it. The solution? Stick with me for the next few minutes and I'll break it all down for you step by step in plain English. No fluff, just facts. Crypto isn't waiting. Prices are shifting, policies are dropping, and the insiders are already acting. If you don't catch this now, you'll be left guessing tomorrow. And here's the bonus. Stick with me till the end and I'll give you a sneak peek into Altcoin Pro, our thriving crypto community where everyday people are making huge gains in both knowledge and in their portfolio. And if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto markets and the news like we do, make sure you subscribe today. And if you're still feeling bullish about this crypto bull market, let me know by commenting 777 down below. We will also be jumping over to X to find out all of the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll dive deeper into the US. We'll use stablecoins to ensure dollar hegemony. And we've decided Bitcoin is scarce. It's valuable for the strategic reserve. And Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen loses $150 million in a hack. But first, let's go over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market. Today, even after the incredible news of the Bitcoin reserve and the crypto roundtable, everything happened. We did have another sell-off today. We are at $2.84 trillion market cap with a volume in the last 24 hours of 139 billion, obviously to the sell side. Still could not manage to break back up above that 3 trillion. As we see here at 7 a.m. this morning, we got up to 2.96 and then boom, to the downside we went. Fear and greed index coming into us at 25 today. Yesterday it was starting to creep up to the upside a little bit and got to the 30 range. Last week was a 20, last month was a 35. But today it dropped again down to 25. Altcoin season index still remaining as a Bitcoin season, as you see here, 14 out of 100. Yesterday was a 14, last week was a 22. And crypto ETFs, another huge sell-off to the downside, $144 million sold of the crypto ETFs. We have been in an absolute bloodbath for all of February and obviously the beginning of March, not looking good. When will the institutions come back to the market and pump this up? Top 5 trending coins according to CoinMarketCap today is Bitcoin at number 1, GTAI at number 2, Solana at number 3, XRP at number 4, and Ethereum at number 5. Top 5 coins by total market cap: Bitcoin coming in at number 1, 1.7 trillion, Ethereum at number 2, 257 billion, XRP the number 3 coin, Tether will skip as a stable coin, heading to number 4, the actual number 3 token though, 138 billion. BNB at 84 billion and Solana coming in at 70 billion.
We just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.
Breaking news over on X. Some weeks feel like months in crypto. This one is one of them. From the White House to the Crypto Summit to the CFTC CEO Roundtable and the sheer amount of news announced, Hooray for National Crypto Association. It's been quite a few days. Coming from Brad Garlinghouse, there's been a lot of talk about what this White House has and will prioritize with their crypto agenda. Most importantly, regulatory clarity through congressional action, as well as BTC reserve and crypto stockpile. Support for stablecoin innovative backed by U.S. treasuries and more. Brad continues on. I was extremely pleased to see the incredible support from this administration. It's easy to get lost in some of the maxi-induced noise, but there's so much more to this industry than infighting and one coin versus another time-wasting rhetoric. We will, as we've always done, continue to champion the need for a level playing field, and it was great to hear others in the room echo this as well, and for the industry to come together to move much-needed legislation forward in the U.S. And he goes on to thank Trump and the rest of the team on the crypto advisory board. Here's some of the pictures that he got from his phone while he was there, and then also from the media team that was brought in for them. So Brad Garlinghouse definitely doing a good job representing the XRP army. And if you're familiar with the Bearable Bull and the riddles that they continue to put out, this was an interesting one that was found. So here's the round table, and today we had the crypto round table, and we have this gold key right here, as we can see. On the castle, we have Bitcoin, USD, and XRP. Now, what's interesting today, a lot of people are in the very beginning of the crypto roundtable are like, what the F? I saw this on X, and also I was watching a live stream on YouTube, and they're like, why the heck do they keep on talking about FIFA? We're supposed to be talking about crypto. Well, FIFA has this new trophy that's unlocked with a gold key at the roundtable meeting. So some people are putting this together as, now I'm not one for riddles, but what's going on here? We got the round table, the golden key, and the golden key in this round table, by the way, it also has a circle backing on it. As you can see right here, it's a rounded back. And if we take a look at the key right here, this is an interesting riddle, right? So maybe soon we'll find out some more information right here, but the round table, the crypto round table, the gold circle key with the FIFA trophy at the crypto round table, why were they even talking about? Absolutely nuts that the coincidence there between the two. Big news today as well. The official Office of the Comptroller of Currency has just declared that national banks are now allowed to custody crypto assets. And in other crypto-related news, Solana is now 80% of all blockchain use. Bitcoin is second with 5%. Solana's usage is far and above everyone else's out there as far as actually getting things done. Dune's on-chain adoption index measures blockchain adoption over time, normalizing transaction fees, transfer volumes, and number of transactions. Solana is absolutely ripping it. Another interesting post here for the conspiratorial out there. Bruh, crypto is about to go parabolic. The U.S. debt clock just dropped some wild updates. Federal income tax and corporate income tax wiped out, as we can see down here. And that's basically them showing us the end of the IRS, but it's deeper than that. They're laying the groundwork for a decentralized finance system, one where blockchain, DeFi, and platforms like World Liberty Financial pave the way for bankless, tax-free future. This isn't just a shift, it's a full-blown debt-to-wealth revolution. So as we can see here, the old debt clock and the way it looked then, and then we have the DeFi bankless future section here now, income tax-free future here. Heading over to our headlines, stablecoins to ensure dollar hegemony. President Trump and Scott Bessent both called for comprehensive regulatory framework on stablecoins and clear regulatory environment. Bessent reiterated Trump's administration's promise to end the war on crypto and committed to rolling back previous IRS guidance and punitive regulatory measures. Bessent then turned his attention to stablecoins and said, we're going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime, and as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the US dollar the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. President Trump told the summit that he hopes lawmakers will get a comprehensive stablecoin regulatory bill on his desk before August. Trump was critical of Biden's administration selling portions of the seized Bitcoin, which would amount to billions in losses. Many of the attendees at the White House summit remarked on the historic nature of the event, which cements a seismic shift in the US government's stance towards digital asset industry. And when it comes to stablecoins, over-collateralized stablecoins, which use short-term U.S. Treasury bills and cash deposits to back their digital fiat tokens and thus drive demand for U.S. debt instruments, have been pitched as a way to extend the U.S. dollar dominance. Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller also voiced support for using stablecoins to prop up the dollar in February. In February, Waller reiterated his stance that stablecoins could help preserve the dollar's status as a global reserve currency by overcoming capital controls in foreign countries and enhancing payment rails. U.S. Representatives French Hill and Brian Stile introduced a stablecoin bill titled the Stablecoin Act of 2025 to establish comprehensive regulatory framework for the dollar-pegged digital fiat tokens. So let me know down in the comments, who do you think they're going to choose for stablecoin dominance? Do you think it's going to be USDC and the team over at Circle, or do you think it's going to be USDT and the team over at Tether, or do you think Real USD or RLUSD from the Ripple team will be selected, or could it be all three? Let me know. So there was a huge stir whether it was going to be Bitcoin only, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, ADA, all of that information. But regarding ETH, Sol, XRP, and ADA, the president just mentioned the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap. So I think people are just reading into this a little bit too much, David Sachs said. David Sachs said, we're going to do a full government-wide audit to find out what digital assets we actually have so they can be safeguarded and moved into the strategy that maximizes their long-term value. With Bitcoin Reserve, the goal is long-term preservation. With the stockpile, the goal is portfolio management in essence. Sachs said that the digital asset portfolio strategy could include the sale or even staking of digital assets based on the Treasury Secretary's discretion. And Sachs didn't single out any particular altcoin and cautioned against reading too much into President Trump's March 2nd announcement declaring ETH, Solana, XRP, and Cardano as being part of the stockpile. So they could be pulling the rug out from under us even deeper, or they just don't want to say which coins it is, trying to do market manipulation. And getting into the main headline, Ripple co-founder Larson, $150 million theft of XRP linked to LastPass breach. Chris Larson's personal accounts have been linked to a password manager breach, according to a forfeiture complaint filed by U.S. law enforcement revealed by crypto investigator Zach XBT. The investigator shared a screenshot of the forfeiture complaint in his Telegram channel on March 7th, claiming the theft was the result of storing private keys in LastPass, the password manager, which was hacked in 2022. Up to this point, Chris Larson had not publicly disclosed the cause of the theft. LastPass suffered 2 major breaches, one in August of 22 and the other in November of 2022, where the attackers stole encrypted passwords and online password management vault data. According to the FBI, which investigated the case, the compromised data was used to steal cryptocurrency, among other things. The 283 million XRP that were stolen in January would be worth $683 million on March 7th. LastPass also stole an additional $45 million in crypto holdings before Christmas in December of 2024. White Hat hacker team Security Alliance considers seed phrases and private keys stored on a password manager before 2023 all to be at risk. So make sure you check on that. Storing private keys or seed phrases online anywhere is considered risky practice, with many recommending writing them down and storing them in a safe or keeping them in offline digital storage like a USB. A user can also split their seed phrases into different parts and store them in multiple locations. So absolutely crazy. 150 million XRP back when it was stolen, now worth over $683 million. Be very, very careful with your crypto out there, guys. And here's the tweet when he talked about it back then. Yesterday, there was unauthorized access to a few of my personal XRP accounts, not Ripple. We were quickly able to catch the problem and notify exchanges to freeze the effective addresses. Law enforcement is already involved. Taking a look at XRP in the charts, we're here in the daily charts. A couple of things to recognize. Number one, the long-term momentum still has not broken above the 0 line, so we are still on the daily time frame considered bearish, unfortunately. And also, our short-term momentum wave is getting to a peak here on the daily charts as well. Now, last time it peaked out, which was right here, and had a small pullback, and then the absolute blast off to the moon for the new all-time high of 340 before having the ultimate correction and rode that 0 line for quite some time. Then we had a fake push to the upside. That was when we were in the red, which was below the 0. So this momentum indicator, when we're green on long-term momentum and we get green on short-term, there's typically a pump to the upside. When we're red and we get a green, oftentimes there's not much. Now, obviously, we had the Trump announcement, fake pump to the upside the other day. However, conversely, when we are red bearish and we have a downturn on that short-term momentum, it typically has a pretty significant impact. So it's just vice versa. So when we're green on our long-term momentum and we get a green move to the upside, it's going to be a bullish push. If we're green on the momentum and we get a red, it'll tend to have less price action movement until the long-term momentum finally crosses down below. And we're using the Wolfpack indicator for our long-term momentum, and we're using the shaft trend cycle for our short-term momentum. A couple of things to keep in mind. We are still continuing to use our weekly spider lines. That is from the weekly candles of the drop during 2008 with a pivot right at the $1.90 level of April 21. And then those shoot out into the future, giving us support and resistance. Right now, we are bouncing back below the $2.50 spider line. What we were talking about 2 days ago is if price action were to move above, and it did, we needed a second continuation green candle to confirm that. Unfortunately, we did lose that yesterday at the 250 level. Now we're breaking down below the 250 level on the way down to potentially 223, which is our next weekly spider line to come in. If we lose that level, we could see a pullback even to the $1.91 level, which would be interesting because that is our high of 2021. But right now, prices to keep in mind, breaking and confirming above 250 or a support level at 223. Those are very important levels we need to keep. And we can take a look at our 3-day spider line. So these lines are on the weekly chart. We also have a 3-day spider line chart. This just gives you more resistance and support levels as an indicator. So right now we did just literally break back below this 239 level, which has worked as a support and resistance in the past. We are unfortunately using that as a support and resistance. Now the drop here is not as significant it was on the weekly. So this is a $2.24, $2.25 support level, which is nice. The interesting thing, we had this nice symmetrical triangle pattern that played out, and the actual move did happen. That was the move after the breakout, and it had to move all the way up to the new all-time high of $3.40. But what's interesting now, we've come back to the support level of that symmetrical triangle, and we've lost it once. We lost that level here back on February 24th, finally broke back above it with Trump's announcement. And now we've lost it again officially yesterday's candle, which was the March 7th, which you're watching right now. But on TradingView, the new candle starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And as you can see, that candle has now broken below there. So what we really need to have happen, price action to come in, move us back above this $2.40 level and break back above this support of the trend line. Or like I said, we could eventually come back down to 225. If we lose that, there's levels down here at $1.90. So the $1.90 level looks like the ultimate negative level. If we're coming all the way back down there, we have to keep that as a support. Otherwise, we can get into some really bad territory and continue dropping. But right now, the shaft trend cycle is nearly topping out on the daily. When we go to the 3-day, though, there's some positive signs here on the 3-day chart because our shaft trend cycle has cycled to the bottom and it's ready to rise to the upside of 100% again. And our 3-day long-term momentum Wolfpack indicator has had a pretty healthy reset near to the zero line. But we get into these ranges, we could definitely see a run back to the upside. So this is zeroed out, ready to run to the upside. This has not crossed into bearish territory in 3 days, so that's still looking bullish. Our weekly time frame is also still bullish as far as long-term momentum, and we have reset on the short-term momentum. So the weekly and the 3-day look like they're ready to pop to the upside. We need some good news to move that to the upside versus what we're fighting on the daily, which the daily is looking pretty bearish.